Hello. Can you guys hear me? Roy, do you hear me? Great. We will wait for some time for some others to join. Then we can start. Like only a few minutes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so guys, those of you who are here, please write down something in the chat or say something. So Victor, I heard your voice.
Okay. Hi.
Okay, then there's Kinga and Berki.
And there is Roy.
Yeah. Okay, great. So welcome to our first webinar, OGX B2C marketing. In this one, we are going to talk about the EP management. Actually, it is going to be like webinar 1.0 discussing EP management, 2.0 discussing EP management, and 3.0 also. So here we want to put some stress on the EP communication, but also some basic things that the EP managers are supposed to do. So we are going to start with the communication. So it's marketing. After the webinar, we are going to send you a quiz to pass so that you can see if actually you learned something or not. And only those people who are going to fill it are going to get the output. Clear? Okay. First thing first, now as ISEC, we are considered as a customer-centric organization. Some people are also talking about customer experience, and some others are talking about the customer service. So the first thing I want to discuss here is what is the difference between the customer centricity, customer service, and customer experience. So that you follow with me, I will write down in the chat some keywords that I am using. Okay. So the customer experience means the series of events that your customers are experiencing. For example, when you are going to a movie, you check the movie title, then you check the seats, then you go to the cinema, you buy your ticket, you pay, then you take the popcorn, then you watch the movie, then you leave. These are some series of events that customers are experiencing when they are about to watch a movie. So they need to go through some steps before watching this movie that is usually the final service. But there are some other misunderstanding with the customer service. So the customer service is, for example, this when you go to buy the popcorn. This is one service. It cannot be called the customer experience because the customer experience is everything. The other thing that I want to put stress about is the customer centricity. And that's what I want to explain here, that there is a huge difference between the customer centricity and the customer experience. An organization that is customer centric is an organization that is having a belief. It's not just a saying or some actions, but you are believing that the customer is in the center of all your interests. So for example, if you are in a meeting, you might be saying, when you are talking about what should be the next steps, I think we should do this. And another person in your meeting should be saying, no, I think we should do this. This means that the organization where you are working isn't customer centric. Why? Because the real customer centric organization would say something like, our customers are telling us we need to do more of this or less of that. So let's build the right strategies or program or whatever to increase the customer loyalty, and let's take what our customers are saying and include their feedback. So it's not just what you are thinking, but when you are a customer-centric organization, you are taking care of what your customers are saying about you, and you are collecting their feedbacks and trying to implement them. Okay? If something is not clear, you can still write in the chat and I can repeat somehow. And in the end, we will also have Q&A, so it's fine. Okay, so the next part is an example of Amazon, and they have a mantra or slogan or something they are really striving for, is to be the world's most customer-centric company. And actually they are. Not to be super long about this, I will just copy a link of an article that you can read later if you're interested to understand why they are the world's most customer-centric company and how they did it. Actually, this is a fun fact somehow, but this tells us a lot about their belief and how customer-centric they are. So they have a CEO. He's always leaving one seat, no one is sitting there, but there's one seat when they have a conference or a meeting or whatever. And he's always saying that this seat is reserved to the customer. So what is the customer saying? So that the people attending the meeting or the conference really feels this physical attendance of customers and their importance. The other parts that you might be questioning yourself, or maybe not, but you should, is how to evaluate good customers first. So how do we know if we are customer-centric and if we have good customers or not? First thing is that good customers are these customers who are all the time and regularly buying variety of our products. Good customers, yeah. So thanks for it. So first is those customers who are regularly buying variety of our products. So all the time they are going to the shop or wherever and buying. The second thing is those customers who are considered as part of the family. What do I mean by that? It's those customers who are super insensitive to other brands. They really don't care if the other brands are cheaper, if they offer some discounts. Every marketing things that the other brands are doing don't really work on them. They are super loyal to us and they don't care about anything else. The third is those customers, of course, this is our main objective, is when customers are recommending to their colleagues or friends, or they are writing in the web about us and putting some recommendations that this company or organization is good and so on. And the fourth thing is when those customers are trying our products before anything. So once we have something new, they are the first ones to try to understand what is it about and so on. Something that we need to understand if we want to be a customer-centric organization is that customers are the backbone of the company. So we also need to know, of course, which customers to invest in, like the right customers, but still we need to understand that they are the core of everything that we are doing. Now I guess that like you've been through some situations, or when you are managing, or you heard some other people managing some EPs, there are some situations that are somehow blocking you, or you think that you are customer centric by doing these actions, but actually you are not. So first thing is that we hear people saying, I don't want to push the EP. Like, I don't want to be pushy. Okay, what does pushy mean? This is the first thing. If sending opportunity to the EP or trying to talk with the EP means that you are pushy, then I'm sorry, but you are not. You are just customer centric. So there is no such pushy or something. The second thing is that usually EP managers are nonchalant. It means something like they are somehow not caring that much about the EP because they think it's not my job. It's not my job, for example, to take care of the EP's problem. I'm not his psychologist or something, or his shrink. But on the other hand, I should still be close to this EP because maybe I would understand him better and I would understand why he's behaving like that. And then I would know what to do to make him approved or accepted or whatever. At least I would understand, because you know sometimes there are some EPs, they just disappear and you have no clue why. The other part is I am professional, and by this I've heard it a lot in Isaac in Hungary, and people are saying no, we are professional. So yeah, what does it mean, professional? Professional means giving directions in the beginning and waiting for EP to ask us for help. No, 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 it doesn't work like this. You don't just talk with the EP and say, okay, you will do this, and this is the flow. Okay, bye. Talk to you later. And then when the EP will need you, will come to you. No, you should be the one following up on your EP, making sure that she doesn't need anything, that he is not confused and this kind of stuff. So it's not just in the beginning saying stuff and then bye-bye, see you when you are approved. It doesn't work like that, and this is not what is called professionalism. The other thing is the communication channels. Okay, here some people are also using only phones and emails. And emails, some people are saying, yeah, because privacy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, it's good to stay online with the EPs and talk to them and like follow up and try to understand what they want and if they can get some help from you and stuff. But please always invite them to meet offline. So don't stay in the online, because when you switch to the offline, which means you have a meeting physically, you can have your laptop and everything with you to sell to them the product and even help them to find a project. Like you can tell them, okay, you can apply here maybe, or I have this opportunity and this kind of stuff. So it's different when it's online and when it's offline. The other thing that some people might be living this experience is for GT. So when you are selling OGT or sometimes OGE, the EP managers, of course, Isaacers, we are somehow young. So it's like usually under 24 years old. And then you might be selling your products, taking care of an intern of 29 years old, for example. There are some Isaacers who are EP managers and they are 19, and they need to take care of a customer who is 29. So they are confused or polite. It is the same. You should behave the same. I mean, it doesn't mean that if this person is older than you, you are not that good, or this person will look down to you. This person will still respect you because you are the one who knows information and who has the knowledge. So you don't need to feel any bad or confused about it. Just be yourself. The last but not least is the behaviors in the university. So why I am talking about all this situation and why I'm having this talk about the EP communication, because in the end we want our EPs to come back from their experience happy, satisfied with our project, even with the other entity, but also with us, the EP managers, and the people who are sending them. And we want them to trust us. So when you are behaving in university, when you are doing a class visit or a stand, like a stall, you're there, you are super approachable and nice, but once done, you take off your icicle jacket. This is not how it should work. You are icicle all the time. You cannot just take off a cap of icicle or something like that. So you should be integrate within your behaviors, how you behave all the time. So that the EP, if this person studies with you, for example, university, would see you, you should behave the same way as you were talking to this person when you were trying to approve her or him. So that the person cannot feel that there is a mismatch between how you behave when you want to sell something and how you are behaving as a normal person. It should be the same so that the person can trust you. So far, everyone is following me, or do I need to repeat something or explain more, or am I fast maybe? Or everything is fine? Okay, Roy is happy. Great. Okay, great. The other part is how, like, there is this question that would pop up to your minds right after what I say. So you might be asking yourself how to be strict with EPs without being rude. There are 4 things that are super simple and very basic, but usually EP managers don't really take care of them. So the first thing is to set a first meeting and get to know your EP. Once you are allocated as EP manager and you get your first EPs, you don't just send them opportunities, or you just, I don't know, you don't go directly to ISAC projects and these kind of things. First, you need to set a meeting physically to get to know your EP. Second, you set and you collect expectations of your EP. This is very important. You need to write it down because for sure you won't have just one EP to manage, but many others. And you won't be able to remember everything. So the first thing is to collect and set expectations. Set expectations, which means super basic stuff. Telling to your EP that, sorry, we cannot have GV easily in Canada or USA, for example. This is setting expectations. You can also set expectations that you won't be able to find a project next day. So these are some things that the EP should expect. But on the other hand, you should also collect what are the expectations of your EP, which means that the EP wants to travel to a country X and wants to impact an SDG Y, which means like a specific project, kind of project. So you need to know what is your EP expecting, so that after you can send personalized opportunities to your EP. This, I repeat it again, needs to be written down somewhere. The third thing is to stay in touch with your EP. Try to be friend with him or her. I don't mean that you should be talking with your EP like 24/7 and I don't know, stalking her life and this kind of stuff, but like just try to be nice, ask how are you, but really mean it. Ask how are you without telling anything about ISAC, just what's up in your life and this kind of stuff. If the person doesn't answer, it's okay. If the person isn't interested in this kind of stuff, it's okay, but at least try it from your side. Usually it's good because yes, we are professional, but on the other hand, EPs need to feel comfortable enough to share with you all their frustrations. Because based on these frustrations, you will be able to satisfy them. Because if you don't know what they are frustrated from or what are their problems, you cannot know how to satisfy them. It should be personalized again. The fourth thing is, if the EP is complaining, always show that you understand how they feel. And right after that, be direct. Here I have an example that I can tell you. So your EP can tell you, I don't like any project. I am bored, tired of searching. Like, I just want to stop everything. I am so tired. You might answer something like, I understand that it might be difficult to find the perfect project for you, for example. But in our first meeting, you said you're interested in this, that, and that, blah, 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 some stuff that you already wrote down. That's why I said it's very important to write down what the EPs are saying, what they are interested in, and so on. And then you would continue. So feel free to check these opportunities. Then you can suggest some TNs, some opportunities, and let me know if you are interested so that I can try to fasten the process. And here I mean the international relations, of course. Okay, I'm almost done with my part, but before that, I want to share with you some tips that you can use in your EP communication, or how you are managing your EP when you are talking to him or her. The first thing is that you need to inform the EP with the information like price, time to find a project, countries easy to approve with, etc. This should happen in the first meeting. Also, please make sure that your EP is not older than 30 years old, because otherwise they would feel like we are lying while they just didn't get the information. The second thing is to always show that you are understanding how they are feeling, then share directly what you think. Remember in the example that I just gave, when you say, I understand how you feel and so on, they need to understand that it's important for you that they are comfortable and that they are like satisfied and these kind of things. Then you can share directly what you think. So you confront them somehow. As a follow-up of these points, you should always confront the EP with what he, she said in your first meeting. That's why it's very important to write it down. The third point is, please don't just pretend, but always put yourself in the EP's shoes for real. I was an exchange participant and I know how it feels. Maybe some other people don't know exactly, but you should try, at least. Always ask questions before suggesting any projects or countries, and pay attention to the answers or write them down. You need to go back to these answers every time you will meet or talk with the EP, so that the EP can feel that actually you are remembering and taking care of everything this EP is saying. Great, so far everything is fine. Okay. Okay, so that was my part for now. We will have a Q&A in the end, but before that, there will be the other parts that Roy will be delivering, and it will be about the EP Manager checklist, which means that what are the steps in details, actually, it's very detailed, that an EP Manager should take or do when you are managing an EP. So we will have like some 2 or 3 minutes break. Then Roy will finish the other part. Thank you guys for joining, and see you in 3 minutes.